Hello everyone and welcome to this guide on installing mods for Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2 and Black-Mesa. You can skip to a specific game or continue watching for the basics of installing a mod for Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2. This guide is only for covering the Steam versions of each game and assumes you're using the latest version of Steam and the games mentioned. And that you're also using a 64-bit version of Windows. Though this guide can be used on most Linux distros, as the file paths should be similar. I use mod database for Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2. Black-Mesa is also supported, but I prefer the workshop, so I won't be covering that option. Let's start with the basics. Simply go to mod database, then click mods, go to status, and click released. You don't have to pick this if you want other options to show up on your search. Genre, theme, players, and date added are optional, and I normally leave these alone. Click on game, and choose a version of Half-Life you want. Once you have found a mod, go to the files, and check for the latest version. Some mods have an add-on page. This is used for making changes to the mod. We will ignore this for now. Once the latest version has been found, click on it and click download. And now we want to install a mod. Go to where you downloaded the mod. If it's an archive, so a .rar, .zip or a .7zip, then extract the files using whatever tool you have available. Once that's done, go to the extracted folder and keep going until you come across either this for Half-Life 1 or this for Half-Life 2. Go back one step so you see the mod folder. Either copy or cut the folder to Drive, Program Files, x86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Half-Life, Half-Life 1, Drive, Program Files, x86, Steam, Steam Apps, Source Mods for Half-Life 2, and then paste. If the mod comes in an exe or any other executable, then just follow the on-screen prompts and direct the mod to where it needs to go. Make sure you restart Steam if you've left it running, and the mod should show on your games list. Now let's go a little deeper for each game. Don't forget, you can skip ahead for a specific game using the time codes below or swiping on the time bar. Installing mods for Half-Life 1 is simple, as it just requires you to have Half-Life 1 installed. Though that would be in an ideal world. We want to make sure all mods will work without fault, so for that make sure Blue Shift, the Gearbox version, Counter-Strike, Opposing Force, and Team Fortress Classic are installed. These might not be necessary for most modern mods, but like I said, we need to make sure that we have the least possible chance of error. These games have their own .wad files, which are containers for map textures. Some maps and mods might be built without properly linking these files, that's why I have them installed. And you should too. If you're tight for space, then you can go into the Blue Shift, Counter-Strike, Gearbox and TFC folders and delete all the contents except the .wad files. The _HT folders can also be deleted. If you've downloaded a custom map, then load up the console. Normally it's this key. And type map name. Then press enter. That should be it for Half-Life 1. Now let's move on to Half-Life 2. Installing mods of Half-Life 2 is slightly different, as the game is built on a totally different engine. For Half-Life 2, you will need to have it downloaded along with Source SDK based 2013 multiplayer and singleplayer. Then right click on Source SDK 2013 singleplayer, go to Properties, then Beta, and change it to upcoming. And you're done. Make sure to restart Steam and the mod should show up. If you want to make sure all mods work, then I'd suggest installing Counter-Strike Source, Deathmatch, Episode 1, Episode 2, Lost Coast, Deathmatch Source, Half-Life Source, and Source SDK based 2006 and 2007. This should cover you for the most part. If you've downloaded a custom map, then just like with Half-Life 1, you load up your console and type map name and enter. If the console doesn't show, then make sure it's enabled in settings. That should be Half-Life 2. Now let's move on to Black-Mesa. This one doesn't require you to have anything else installed other than Black-Mesa. Some mods don't require any extra steps other than just subscribing to them. For custom maps, it's the same procedure as Half-Life 2. Load up the console and type map name, then enter. For the most advanced mods, such as Blue Shift, then they need a little extra to get going. Go to the Black-Mesa workshop and look for Blue Shift. Click subscribe and wait for it to download. Once that's done, right click on Black-Mesa and Properties, then Local Files, and click Browse. If you already have Blue Shift files, then either delete them or use the uninstaller bat file. Now go back to the Steam Apps folder, go into Workshop, Content, then folder 362890, then go to 24246335574, and you should see all of these files. Double click on the Blue Shift Game Link bat file. It should say link created, and you're done. While you're in this folder, you can create desktop shortcuts for Blue Shift bat file or the Blue Shift old UI bat file if you want to use the old UI. Run the bat file of your choice, and everything should be running. If for some reason running the Blue Shift Game Link bat file either gives you an error or doesn't create the link folder inside of Black-Mesa, then all you need to do is copy or cut the files from the workshop folder to the Black-Mesa folder and run either Blue Shift or Blue Shift old UI bat file. So that about wraps up everything. If I've missed anything, or if you know of any other way, then feel free to drop them in the comments. Got any other guide ideas? Also drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching, see you next time.